Hey guys, welcome to Love, Growth, and Freedom with Adrian Duarte. So today we are going to talk about digging deeper. Anyways, so the idea here is that we're going to look at the experiences and the memories that make up who we are and understand why learning these and knowing these help us develop a more deeper and stronger sense of self. Okay, so digging deeper for me, this episode's gonna be a very raw and vulnerable. Maybe I could be talking about experiences I could share with you, things that have happened to me that has made me who I am. Because sometimes digging deeper is scary for a lot of people, especially when these memories unearth a lot of toxicity from around you. It also unearths pain, unearths memories that you don't even want to remember at all. And you've buried them into the past and everything that you don't want to talk about anymore. But it's important to get to know these because, well, first off, it makes up of who you are. It's like the DNA of your life, and it makes up your whole narrative as a person of who you are right now and how you deal with things. So getting to know these things, getting to know the things that made you tick the way you tick right now, and the things that make you happy, the way they make you happy right now, is something very important for us to deal with. So I'll start with this discussion where telling you is, it means that I want to get to know the nitty gritty things about myself, digging deeper, digging like from like the tip of the iceberg down to who you are. Okay, so digging deeper means that you're able to process your emotions on your own, practicing self awareness and self love. Since we've been talking about that for the past few weeks, we've been talking about self love, self awareness, going through the motions of life, figuring out growth and the things that happen to you. But there's also that part where we have to understand our past so we could, better navigate our future. Understanding your whole personality and why you react a certain way. When we do this digging deeper, we get to know all those other things. The reasons why we can't deal with certain things that we have right now. So why? Sometimes the world is too noisy for you to hear your own thoughts. We get drowned in what the world wants us to be, what the world tells us to be, and who you want to be. These ideals of things that make you want to build your life sometimes gets too noisy, and you really forget the essence of who you are and why you're doing things, and like the fact that you're here in this world to do your own thing, to impact people the way you want them to, right? Okay. And also, emotions can flood and overwhelm your mind. Whenever these memories can flood up, sometimes, and they will, subconsciously, bad memories, bad experiences, pain, and other emotions come up subconsciously. And sometimes it creeps up and you don't know how to deal with it. So, yeah, digging deeper gets you well prepared, ready to face whatever emotions that come your way. And to find the other why is to find the strength to face your demons and experiences that make it hard for you to live a life of peace. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you about the things that I actually feel are my demons and the things that I actually think that affects who I am right now. So we'll talk about all those things as I get to the point of how I dig deeper with myself. Okay, how I dig deeper in my own thoughts and how it could help you as well. We're going to talk about the tips, we're going to talk about how you can deal with it, and then I'm going to tell you all of my experiences along the way. Okay. First is what I do is I take long baths, long walks. I like walking. So the only time that I get to myself whenever I go out when the world was still, pre coronavirus, um, I used to take long walks. The walks that I take from my house to the transport terminal to my workplace is my alone time. I listen to the songs that I love, listen to the songs that make my soul feel peace at so many moments and aspects in my life. Um, yeah, other than that, I take long baths. Long baths where you feel like the whole world is just at pause and you're in that own tub or your own cell or place four corners of that bathroom singing my heart out, even though if I don't sing so well, I just sing them out. And It feels good because sometimes the memories that come along with the songs that I listen to makes me remember the past, the good, the bad, and the worst. Um, Other than that, I write down on my journal. Again, I cannot stress how much it is important for me or for people to write down the things that they've experienced, because this is like your whole memoir of things that has happened to you, and it can tell you from how far you've come and what are the things that tick you off. It really is like an autobiography of your own self, and it's really beautiful sometimes when you get to read it and then you see it when you're older. You're like, oh, I've experienced this, and wow, I find this really funny right now. And then you look at yourself, and there's immense growth that you see now. And my favorite part of digging deeper is learning new stuff and reflecting. So there are other things that you want to try, things that you've been wanting to try but didn't try, and now you have the chance to go do it, because it shows you a whole lot more different sense of who you are. Okay, so let's go on to our tips. I have 3 tips to give you. So there is one: allow yourself to remember. Allow yourself to remember good memories, bad memories, worst memories, because these memories can, when you split them up, splice it up, and when you look at it, there are good times. There are good things that came out from worst memories, bad memories, and other things. You get to pinpoint which are the things that made you happy during that time and which are the things that made you sad. And you can tell yourself to avoid this, to avoid that, and do more of this. So those are the things that helps you. So a lot of us try to forget horrible things that has happened to us, knowing that it doesn't help burying it out in our memory because it comes back to haunt us. So, whenever that we have these memories, I'm good at compartmentalizing. Honestly, I am great at keeping the bad memories at bay, but it's not the best thing I'm doing, but it's one of the good things I'm good at. But you know, I keep circling around that, but there are bad memories in my head that sometimes, even if I'm not trying to dig it out, it comes out even if I don't want it to come out. So the reason for that is I never really knew how to face these bad memories. So one by one, I am trying. Like right now, I am trying. Um, Allowing these memories to flow back in carefully, remind while reminding yourself that what happened back then was all in the past, and your identity now will not be changed when you remember it. It will allow you to understand yourself more. So allowing yourself to remember helps you um, see that things back then were very different, and things now are also very different. So whatever happened in the past affects who you are right now, but it doesn't have the power to change whatever it is. It may not, like, whatever it is who you are right now. It doesn't have the power to actually change you to be a bad person, a meaner person, a worse person. But it would also allow you, or it would only allow you to understand yourself more, to be able to see and navigate your new future. Okay? It doesn't affect you. Like, if you were in a situation where you were bullied back then, and if you keep looking at it at the way that you're being bullied and then this will happen over and over again, nope, that's not the case. That was the past. You can change it right now. You can choose to fight back at bullies that you have, even wherever you are. Okay, so allowing these memories to flow back in while you remind yourself that things back then won't change anything so much now. It will only change your perspective and how you see other people and how you're going to deal with them. That's the only thing it can affect. But it won't change your identity now. Okay? It won't change who you are. It won't degrade you or whatever. Remembering can cause pain, but you're stronger than you think. So, you have to keep in mind that pain is inevitable. Pain is a part of life that we are all gonna feel, that we are all gonna face. And sometimes these kinds of pain that you feel is not gonna be easy to deal with. So my key points here is allow yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to remember. Having these memories make you who you are right now, but in these memories, just know that it doesn't have the power to keeping you in that bad memory. Okay, it doesn't have the power to keep you and change your personality identity all at the same time. It doesn't. It's all in the past. Remembering it can only make you understand yourself more. Be open hearted, and compartmentalization is not the best key to everything, but if you slowly remove your blockages from those compartmentalizations of ideas and memories that you have in the past, you're able to absorb them, reflect on them, and be able to navigate and plot your life the way you want it. Okay? Other tip number 2 is letting the emotions flow. So, as a Capricorn, or because if you believe in science, as a Capricorn, I am not so emotional. Like, I have a facade that I'm not really emotional, but I am. I think I'm one of the most emotional people, but because I feel deeply about so many things in life, and that only a certain people that I know and I trust can actually feel the emotions that I exude, just because I allow them to bask in the emotions that I'm feeling. So I'm trying to learn to be more emotional around other people. I'm trying to be more vulnerable, more raw, because, well, if I don't feel emotions, I'm only feeling half of what the world is offering me, half of what the universe is here for. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let the emotions flow. When you feel and allow yourself to remember these experiences, let the emotions flow. Let them wash over you like a wave while you're in the beach. Wash it over, and the wave washes away like most of the impurities that come along with it, and then it makes you feel peace. It makes you feel relaxed. So these memories will bring back the emotions of the past, things that you could be scared of. It could be pain, grief, joy, and love. These emotions may bring you happiness or sadness when you remember such things. But remember that these are fleeting, and as I tell you, it washes over you like a wave. And if you allow it, it takes away all those impurities, all those things that you deem unworthy of remembering already. Wash away, because with that, once you've remembered, once you've let the emotions flow, you are able to let go. You are going to be able to accept that whatever was there then isn't here now. Feeling and letting go of these emotions is one of the key things that digging deeper helps with. Last tip is reflect on it and take what you learn. Reflect on how these emotions and memories too much S and memories wash over you. See how things have changed from when you last encountered these, and allow yourself to truly feel. See how far you've come and what things you've learned from the world and yourself. Take what is good and set free what is not. So again, we're going to talk about the whole process of allowing yourself to remember, allowing yourself to feel the emotions wash over you, because we all know emotions are fleeting, and reflect on it. These emotions, these memories bring you the lessons in life that you want to know about yourself and the world. You take what is important, set free what is not. So to give you a more concrete example of how we can do this is, I'm gonna tell it myself. I'm gonna tell a story. I am going to give you one of these like real life things that make me remember pain, make me remember joy at the same time. Okay. So being an emotional person and being this person from the LGBTQIA, being gay, there are a lot of challenges that I have gone through with my life. Like really tough challenges that I faced. And it wasn't, when I look at it, I had it easy. Okay, I got it easy comparing to some other LGBTQIA people or other people of my community. I've had it quite easy. But I remember being like going through adolescence, going through puberty alone, and that feeling and sense made me such a very fragile, vengeful, and mean little person on the inside. I was mean to myself, and at the same time, at the end, of the day, I was also meaner to other people around me, or I was like judgy about myself, so I was judgier about the people around me. And I kept thinking that when I look at them that way, they probably look at them or look at me the same way I do look at them. So that changed in a whole lot of things because I wasn't able to communicate myself well then, but now I am. So which is really quite good. I changed for the better. So I'll tell you about the story back in senior year. So in senior year in high school, I was a part of the student council. My best friend was there with me, and I remember there was a certain moment that I really, really wanted to run for the president or being a president in our student council, but I didn't get the position. I really felt bad about that because I really wanted it, and I thought that I was like good enough to be in it or good enough to be a candidate, but I wasn't. And I was a little upset, but it I let go of that easily because it was my best friend who was running for the candidacy and I'm under her party, and it was amazing. It was okay. I was really good about that. And there was a stage in my life during that whole senior year, I was going through this stage of wanting someone but not really getting that person, and it was a brink of like breaking up. That was like what my first idea of a relationship, and I was with that guy, and then I was not entirely out. I mean, I was flamboyant, but I wasn't entirely out. I wasn't really entirely okay with my own truth, my own sexuality yet, because I was still so scared about what people would think, what my family would think, what everyone else would think. Except my closest friends, I was able to tell them. But I wasn't able to tell them that I was seeing someone during that time. So, me being a gay person, going through like high school in a sense where that people are around me but not really because they don't know who I really was because I wasn't telling them the whole truth about who I was. So I felt alone, I felt isolated. And I learned to let loose or to like actually talk to some other people, and they were one of the most kind-hearted people I've met, and they really really showed me that they are like my true friends, genuine friends. They really did care for me and they still do. So I'm really happy about that now, but back then they were the only persons that I wanted to be around with and who could understand me. And during this time, during this fourth year high school, I wasn't completely honest with them anymore. So that was like that brought a lot of repercussions to our relationship. And there's this one moment where I was really lashing out on them because I was feeling left out already because they were like hanging out together. They were like hanging out without me, hanging out without them, and the normal high school teenage drama. And I felt really hurt, but I was too prideful. I wasn't humble enough to actually ask them what's going on. So I kind of had to like fight them like head on. Not really fight them, but like have these um little instances where I would be very furious or condescending in a whole lot of sense. The word is condescending. I'd be condescending around them. And um yeah, wait, I'm sorry. So I was condescending around them, and at the end of the day, the more that I was condescending to them, the more that I felt them slipping away. So I was really upset because I kind of felt like I had like this breakup of friendship at my senior year, and clearly it's one I most regret. Like I was just really hurt back then. So I lashed out and I pushed him away. And looking at it now, we're not in bad blood anymore, but it's still there. The big elephant in that room is still there. And I feel like I haven't been able to apologize to them the way that I should, but I hope they know that I'm really deeply sorry for whatever I've done back then. And yeah, my best friend and I then we're still okay now. We're just busy with our lives. But digging deeper in that sense, I figured out why I was lashing out. I knew the reasons why, and that's what I tried to change. So see, when you actually allow yourself to remember, I changed, like, I got that after, okay? Like, I I only knew their part and their side, the reason why that was happening, like the last day of our high school lives together. And it was just sad. I had like a falling out, and at the last day of school, just that felt so upsetting because after high school things change, right? So with that, I tried to move forward, learned like a lot of things about myself then, and then I applied it back in college. I moved on. I am still friends with these people, okay? I just felt like I left that chapter of our lives unaccounted for, or like, yeah, my part that I wasn't able to take accountability for what I've done. But yeah, now we're good. Things have changed, and we grew up and we understood why that happened. I understood why that happened. And now that's one thing that I've always been avoiding and trying to learn from. That was a mistake. That was a painful experience and memory that I don't keep on wanting to relive because I felt very isolated then. But here I am now, and it's much more clearer for me to see where I'm going, especially when I figured out these things. Okay, another vulnerability I'd want to like put out here is my relationship. I had this long-standing relationship with this person for 5 years, and I look at it now with a very open and grateful heart that the things that happened between us was great. And there were also things that I no one no longer remember. The way things ended, the way things like escalated from, and the things that we hurt about each other, the things that made us change, like the innocence that was gone with the relationship, the joy that was taken away from it. And I look at it now with a very open and grateful heart. Again, when I look at our relationship, when I look at the memories that we've had, I feel happy. I feel grateful that it happened. I also learned, and whenever I tell this story, like whenever I go out and date people, and whenever I get to meet new people who ask about my relationship, who I was with, what happened, why'd you break up, I always tell them like nonchalantly, or like I always tell them like casually, oh yeah, he cheated and that we ended, and they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry for you, and like, no, it's all good. I mean, it happened, and the the kicker that I always put in was like, you know what, I wasn't the best partner either, and there were so many things that I want to do right the next time I do it. So see, those are one of the things that we have to remember, that these memories, how painful it could be, how sad it could get, how happy it made you feel, know that these are in the past, but this can actually help you plot out how you want yourself to be. You know, there's a difference with, it changes you who you are right now, but it changes your future. It changes whatever is in front of you, how you deal with things, how you express yourself. It changes. You grew up. You go and remember that these things make up who you are, and it's not bad to have a past that's not so exciting, or to have a past that's the worst in your perspective. But you can't always stay in the past. You can't always blame whatever happened in the past to whatever is happening now. And some people may not have the control of what's happening now and what will happen in the future, but there's always a chance for you to look back and have other people guide you. I think one of the things that I also forgot to tell you about going through these things, know that, or find your people. Find the people who would understand how you felt about these things. Those who wouldn't judge you for having these emotions. Because a lot of people get this misconstrued and invalidate sometimes your feelings. But it's not bad. Okay? Find people who are willing to understand and listen to you. And I am lucky, I have mine. And I will be forever grateful for them. See, if wasn't be I wasn't able to move through my past of being condescending, being what do you call that? Being secretive about my things, I would probably never have found my new family. Like my family that I get to choose, my friends that I get to choose, and my friends I call family, you know? And yeah, growing up, I still value the relationships that I have around me. I still want to tend to these, and sometimes I get caught up with my own life. So, and I understand that they do too, but I want to let them know, to people that's been with me throughout my life and who still will be, I'm here. If you want to talk, I'm here. To people who just listens to this and just wants to talk to me, just go ahead. I'm gonna listen. I'd love to, honestly. So yeah, um, to end this thing, let's talk about my ending points of this episode. Digging deeper on your thoughts and remembering your experiences may help you reflect on who you are right now and help you find who you want to be. There's beauty in our experiences and emotions that make us more human. This is our narrative. Take charge and take a hold of it. This helps us in connecting with people because we begin to learn to let go of our baggages and are able to pinpoint the things that make us who we are. It makes us easier to love the things around us and to love ourselves more because we understand us. We understand who we are, where this is coming from. This doesn't make you weak, remembering all the good and bad things of your past, but it makes you stronger because you are able to look at it in the mirror and say, I got you. I understand where this is coming from. And it's okay. Being imperfect is okay. So, I'd like to end on this note. I hope things are going well for everybody. I think um, this crisis is getting crazier and crazier. And I hope in your way, in any way you can, you're helping out the people that need you most, and you're helping out the people that needs our help the most. So, thank you guys for listening. I hope this is, uplifting at a certain point. I'll see you in our next episodes. I can't wait. Our next topic is about letting go of toxic people, or all I like to say, toxicity at the whole other level of its aspects. Bye. Bye. See you soon. This is Love, Growth, and Freedom.